I realize my beard looks like crap, and there's a reason, and it's that Kuno took my beard comb and he hid it on me. I do not know where my comb is, so I can't really brush it out and then trim it and stuff, and now it just looks wonky, and I'm sorry about that. Today I want to talk to you guys about a trip that I literally am traveling. I'm probably on a plane. I'm sure I'm on a plane right now as you're watching this, if you're watching the day. Ooh. I'm probably on a plane if you're watching this as right after the video got uploaded, traveling to Atlanta. And I'm going to Atlanta for an esports event called MLG Atlanta. This is a place where Call of Duty tournament happens, and it's gonna be pro teams versus pro teams, and they're winning. I don't even know what the prize pool is. Probably, I don't know, $10,000, maybe $20,000, something like that. Nothing huge, I don't think. But Atlanta is a hotbed for gaming companies, and so I really thought that this would be a good event for me to go to. And we're not exhibiting. Trigger Devils isn't repping inside the venue like we would at a PAX or anything like that. But I did buy VIP pass to the venue, and I'll be in the event a day early, like kind of early access type stuff. And I'll just be basically working the event in a way from like a networking standpoint. So I want to upload a video for you guys talking about what my expectations are, what my plans are for this event, kind of what some of my strategies are, and how that contrasts from 1 and 2 years ago. Because it's just it's like a stark difference from, I can just remember the first time I went to an MLG event and what my attitude was then and what my knowledge was at the time about esports. And it's just so different now. Let me actually start there. 2 years ago, I went to my first MLG event. It was called MLG Columbus. The series was called Relegation. And I basically coupled that with a trip to visit Sniping for Dom, who was at the time he was like our only large streamer supporter at the time. Shout out to you, Sniping for Dom. You my bae. Anyway, so oh god. Anyway, so I take this trip to Columbus and I go in pretty blind. I don't know any of the pro teams for the most part. I honestly didn't even understand the structure of how pro Call of Duty was played, like the 5-game format and the different game types and the different map series and stuff like that. I only knew a few select pro players, and I didn't really even know like who was famous for, I don't know. I just was really super ignorant going into it. So I remember getting to the event. I got my VIP pass, and I did work the event. At the time, I was selling, like the peel and stick ones. There was no, the packaging wasn't there. It was, very, very all homemade. So I made the best of what I could at that event. I met a ton of pro players. I'm really good at like walking up to strangers and talking to them and trying to make friends and at least making conversation. And I met what I now realize is like I met a ton of the pro players then. This was a smaller event. It was really easy access to the pro players. I was in the VIP lounge hanging out with them, watching the live stream of the tournament while some of them weren't playing. We were just in the lounge, just chilling. It was cool. But I was at a stage in the business where I was super insecure, and I think rightfully so. It was like the beginning. It was like the first 6 months of me ever selling Trigger Devils. And I just didn't know if we really had something. I thought we might have something, but I didn't really know we had it. So I was, really kind of like, my attitude was very like, please like me, please work with me, please. It's just kind of a little bit, I hate to use the word desperate, but I was kind of desperate for people to recognize the work that I was doing. And I think that comes off, when you're, even if you're as kind of socially like sly like I can be, the fact that I wanted them to like me so much really affected, I really think really affected the type of impression I made at that event. And the fact that I just didn't know what I was doing, and that I think also drove like me feeling like I was a fish out of water sort of thing. All in all, it was a pretty successful event. But now I'm going to this MLG Atlanta event 2 years later. I've been in this business for 2 years doing this. Trigger Devils has developed into an amazing product, not just like a good idea, but like an amazing product. I don't have those same insecurities that I used to have, and I just know what I'm doing. I really have grown into, I feel, a position of authority in this space. Like, no one does this better than me and my team. And so for that, I just take a different angle. I have a different perspective going into this event. When I'm there, and some of the stuff might sound, it's hard to like say, even though, because it's real, but it might sound arrogant at times, and I don't mean it to be arrogant. I just so thoroughly believe in what we do that I don't question it much anymore. So my attitude, instead of the please like me, I'm going down this time with an attitude of, most of these guys know who I am. They know the brand Trigger Devils. Like, the past 2 years have been incredibly explosive, especially the past 6 months. Maybe the past 4 months have just been phenomenal, like blown out of the water. And we're just going like that. You know what I mean? Like, from a brand recognition, people have heard of Trigger Devils now. Like, a lot of gamers have heard of Trigger Devils. Our advertising has really, really popped. Our sales have popped. Our kind of online, like, grassroots movement has popped. It's just, we're kind of a different beast now. We're kind of rising the ranks, and we've got momentum on our side. So I'm going into this event a little bit like, I don't feel like I've made it, but a little bit more of like, Trigger Devils is here. Like, Trigger Devils has arrived. And so now it's up to you as a pro player, or as, as an influencer, if you're at this event, to come to me and say, hey, look, I like what you're doing. I believe in what you're doing. Like, let's work together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not so desperate as to be like, please work with me. Please, we need you. We'd love to have more influencers, more pro teams. We welcome you. But if we don't sign this team or this influencer or that influencer, Trigger Devils is so well diversified at this stage that even if I just went to this trip and nothing happened, it would still be fine. The business is going to keep plugging along. Like I said, we've got that upward momentum. That doesn't go away whether we do or don't sign, new influencers and new pro teams at any given event that I go to. And I love having that position. I love that I don't need to be desperate for someone to kind of recognize our work and to work with us. We've really gone through the paces. We've grinded it out ourselves. And now we can just kind of come. I don't feel like I demand anything from any of these people, but I think our work commands attention. And so I'm really interested to see at this event if I'm right about that. But I'm going down. I'm not wearing any Trigger Devil apparel because I'm not trying to expose the brand. People know what it is. I'm going to be going down. I'm wearing my suit blazer, tweed suit blazer, tie, button down, chino pants. I'm going to be dressed the way I feel, which is, I'm someone you should know. You should know me. You should know who I am. And I'm going to dress accordingly. And that's very different. Like, I wouldn't have done that 2 years ago. I did wear a Trigger Devils shirt, and I was there to spread the word. So the difference in my attitude is really, I just feel like anyone who goes to an esports event wearing a suit has to be someone. And it's not about the suit itself. It's that, you're amongst pro players that are 18 to 22. They're mostly wearing, like sweatpants and shorts and gym shorts and that sort of stuff. That's fine. That's what's comfortable and what's necessary for the work that they do. Everyone else is casual, but there are people walking around in suits. And those are the people that are running the show. And you know what? I run the Trigger Devils show. Like, that's who I am. I need to own that position. I need to step up and step into that. So that's what wearing the suit is all about, is showing that I am at a stage where, I'm taking ownership of this accessory company and the success that we've had. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it plays out. Maybe maybe that'll work out in our favor. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't matter at all. I don't care. I love suits. I'll wear my suit anyway because I just like how it looks. But that's just sort of me. You know what I mean? I have these clothes because I like them. But that's like, it's just the attitude and the perspective difference is just so crazy different. So we'll see how it goes. You guys will see. I'll give you updates on the vlogs next week. Obviously, I can't do too much video production while I'm traveling and editing and uploading. So it might take me a little bit to get those videos up. So you can see and compare my attitude of what I'm going in for and then what ends up happening. Maybe a different story. We'll see. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed the little bit of intel and strategy behind my trip to Atlanta. That's all I got for you guys today. T Antonio out. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, subscribe to the channel. In fact, if I can make my cat meow right now, you have to click the subscribe button. Okay, deal? You agreed, so now you have to subscribe. We'll wait. Oh, you're not done, are you? Subscribe.